Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Welcome to Polite as Fuck podcast.
Polite as Fuck podcast. I'm Ellie, if you're new here.
Erica. Sorry, I spoke over you. Erica and Ellie, and we're coming to you from our living room in San Diego.
Yep. San Diego. Love good San Diego. We've been watching Yellowstone and becoming like absolutely hickish. It's horrible.
I just want a cowboy.
I know.
And
it's like addicting.
I know.
It's literally so like dramatic for no reason, but
what
I can't
did you call
stop.
It? Like
a telenovela.
Telenovela, yeah.
But
a white. And that's where we're at.
And that is where we're at. But as you guys know, we can never not talk about love and dating and relationships. Mm-hmm. And it's just like an aspect of our lives. But this week we wanted to make it fun and do a little of Would You Rather?
Yeah.
Dating edition.
Dating edition. Because we're on the dating scene.
Also, like, sometimes it's just like, one, it's funny. And two, I feel like I get a better idea of what it is I'm, like, looking for. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, when I look through them, I'm like, I could, like, this might be important for me to, like, ask myself.
Figure out. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, there's, like, silly ones.
I also think, like, my answer for them, had you have asked me, like, 5 years ago, is different now.
Oh, yeah.
Of my preference. Because
Yeah.
it's like, maybe I was like, oh, yeah, I really want that. And then I experienced that, and I was like, no. I don't care about that as much as I thought I did.
Same.
So without further ado, kick us off, Ellie.
Okay, I have a good one. It's literally like the first one that I saw, but I thought it was good. Would you rather have your partner tell you what they want as a gift or surprise them? What are you in like your gift giving for partner feeling?
I would rather surprise them. I feel like if I know them, which hopefully I do know them like well, I like to think that I'm pretty good at giving gifts, and I think that I would think of something that they wouldn't think of, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, if you were to ask me what I want as a gift, I feel like I'd tell you things that are, like, on my shopping list.
Yeah.
Because it's like, those were things I was already planning to buy. If you want to get them for me, great. Whereas, like, I feel like I could come up with, like, a special thing that they wouldn't think of that would be, like, a unique
gift
idea.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
What would you rather do?
I think I would like rather surprise them, but I would hope to be with someone that not necessarily like drops hints, but like low-key drops hints.
Yeah.
That I can just be like, I mean, you know, girls, we just listen. So if you like say something, I'm like, boom, got it. It is stored in here forever. Uh-huh. So I would want maybe to be with someone. And I feel like I'm kind of like that where I'm like, oh man, like massage feels so good. Like it would be so nice right now. Like, or something like
really
that.
like
So,
that.
but at the end, I wouldn't say I'm like the greatest gift giver, but I feel like when it comes to like a partner, I love getting them gifts.
Yeah.
So I would want to surprise them.
Yeah. I do think, like, if someone listened to everything that I said that I liked, I might need to, like, watch out for what I say that I like. So I feel like sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I like that. And then if they actually got it for me, I'd be like, oh.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's true. But I feel like it's, again, like you would just hope to have like a better, like a relationship with someone who knows you, who can tell the difference between like, oh my God, that's so cute, and like actually thinking
like
of.
Obsessed with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay, you've already seen some of mine, but would you rather date someone who has all guy friends or only girlfriends?
Only guy friends.
Only guy friends?
If the other option was only girlfriends, then yeah.
I would think you're probably either a bit fruity.
Love it.
Which isn't really my type. Doesn't mean it's not other people's, but like
Or you're a cheater.
Or yeah. Or maybe not a cheater, but you're just You're just like playing the field a bit. You have a large roster. This is something that I've learned recently from my younger brother.
About the damn fucking roster.
Building your team, building your roster. They have a very huge starting bench.
Yeah. See, I don't like that.
I don't. But my one hesitation is if they don't have any friends that are girls, like, are they just actual douchebags and like don't like know how to treat women? Like that they can't have female friendships?
Maybe it's because I have never really like dated anybody that has strong female friendships in their lives other than like their moms or their sisters. Mm-hmm. But to me, I'm not gonna lie, is a little weird. I just don't.
If they don't have female friends, or if they do.
If they do, I don't know if it's because of like I don't have like there's not a lot of trust there. But I'm also like I'm okay if you don't. Like I don't think it's necessary for you to understand like women.
Yeah. For
you to like need to have like a friend. Mm-hmm. Because, like, sometimes, I don't know. But then it's true, because then it's like, have you ever gone out of your, like, then do you? Is there, like, respect there, like you were saying? Is it, I don't know. To me, I don't think twice about it until maybe later, where I'm like, that might have been a red flag.
Yeah. I mean, it is an extreme example of, like, you only have one or the other, and I think if I had to pick, I'd probably agree with you.
Yeah.
Just... It's like those girls in high school, and I am that girl in high school that was like, I just like hanging out with guys because, like, girls are too much drama, and, like, no, honey, you're just boy crazy, and that's why you want to hang out with all the guys, because you're, like, obsessed with them.
That's what it reminds me of, is, like, if a guy has all friends that are girls, it makes me think, like, you were that guy in high school that had to be surrounded by like a whole bunch of girls and like you just carried them from place to place. So these are your friends from high school and that's just weird to me.
Yeah.
Whatever. Would you rather argue all night to resolve a conflict or end the argument unresolved before bed?
I feel like this is a pointed question.
Why?
I was just thinking of our Trader Joe's night. Or not Trader Joe's, our farmer's market night.
Oh, I was going to say, fuck, what the fuck happened to Trader Joe's now? See that fucking place. No.
I would rather... I think it's hard because it, like, depends on the argument. Yeah. But I know for the sake of this game, I feel like I'd rather go to bed and talk about it in the morning. Personally. When I have a more level head, the more we talk about it, and the later it gets and the less sleep I'm getting, the more delirious I'm going to be, the more out-of-pocket stuff I'll probably say, the more, like, the next day is going to be so messed up for me because I didn't get sleep, because I cried all night, because whatever. Like, I just know that it's probably going to be a more miserable experience if we stay up and talk about it, which I know the saying is, like, don't go to bed angry. But sometimes it's just like, I'll be a better person in the morning. Let's talk about it then.
I don't know if that's like how to have like self-control like that. I could not. I would be maybe like, I don't know. In the past, I've definitely tried to like resolve things right then and there. And I think you do need like a cool off period. But as far as like going to bed, no, because I will wake up with so much resentment and be like, now things really didn't go my way, and now I'm really fucking pissed.
Yeah. I do get that, because it's like you probably don't sleep that great because you're tossing and turning thinking about it. Then you wake up and you've like escalated it in your mind even further because you guys didn't talk about it.
Either that or like, yeah, you maybe wake up and feel like, okay, this isn't like that big of a deal. We can talk about it now, or like it's whatever and like let it go, which like in some cases might be a good thing. But also I think when things are to the point where you like can't even go to bed because it's like a conflict is happening, there's like something deeper that like needs to be talked about. And sometimes like if you go to bed not talking about it, you're like, oh, whatever. And then it never gets brought up. Like, yeah I'm sure you're going to say like mean shit, but I'd rather say like, have like a bit of an argument in order to like get to the issue than to like never really, I don't know, maybe that's just like toxic behavior though.
I don't think there's a right answer. personally. I think it's more of just like...
I would say, as far as like you said, I would just... No. Yeah. I would choose to stay up all night.
Stay up all night and
Yeah.
figure it out. Yeah. I think bottom line, it depends on how healthy your relationship is. Because if you have good communication to where you can stay up and talk about it, then great. But I think of my first relationship when we were so immature and that was our mindset, and we were just... It just got so toxic, and it wasn't like helpful for us to
true.
like think that way. I don't know that I've really been with a secure, communicative person before, but in my mind, we could stay up and talk all night about it, and it would be fine, and we'd resolve it.
Yeah, definitely depends on the person. That would be like the dream, but I do think like sometimes the way people work, you might need to cool off.
Yeah.
Not me though. Oh God.
Can't relate. Would you rather date someone who's extremely introverted or extremely extroverted?
Extroverted. I think they'd be able to like pull me out of like the house and be able to like set up stuff and like go. But then also hopefully going back to the boundaries, I'd have good enough boundaries to kind of say like, no, today's my home day. And then that gives us like the ability to be like, get some space from each other. Just because I can't be like extroverted all the time. I do think like, yeah, I would prefer that rather than someone who like doesn't, I don't know. Sometimes like I need someone to step it. I don't know. I would choose extroverted.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too. Which I don't know, like I feel like I am an extroverted person, but I feel like I would want someone who's more extroverted than I am.
Yeah. Not something that I can like strive to be, but someone, I don't know. Yeah.
It's that energy.
It's the energy, yeah.
And I do think introverts sometimes get a bad rap, or like there's an association of like they're like an Eeyore and like lethargic and don't want to do things. I don't necessarily think that's true. I think it's more of just like they prefer more like solitude or like more intimate interactions. I really do like that. I like small group settings. I like one-on-one time. Like that to me is recharging. Whereas sometimes when I go into these big group settings, I'm like, you have to be on it, and that can be draining. But when you're with someone who like that's where they thrive, then I feel like I feed off of that, and I'm like, yeah, we're having fun.
I also think too, like I want someone to not like protect me, but also but also to like kind of have my back. And I feel like if you're a little bit more introverted, you're not gonna like stand up and like say something. Like if you think of like going to a restaurant and they placed you at a table that's like, you know, I'm sorry, but like I want to move. And I sometimes feel like, I can't say, I don't want to be a dick to say something, but to have someone that's like, no, can we move? I'm like, oof. Yes.
See, I feel like I would say that. I don't think I'd say it in a sassy way. I'd just be like, I'm so sorry, like this isn't the best. Can we
maybe there's like, I might say it every once in a while, but I don't think I'm like 100% gonna say it. I don't know, something like that I think of where I'm like, an extroverted person would be
better for this.
Better.
Yeah.
I have a good one. Would you rather date someone who doesn't vote or is an anti-vaxxer?
Oh gosh. Doesn't vote or is it those are both okay.
Yeah. No, there's no good here.
Probably an anti-vaxxer.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with too.
I think that like I'm getting into hot water with this, but there's some sketchiness to COVID that I didn't get into. Like I wasn't like fully down the rabbit hole of like this is a government conspiracy, blah 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 blah. Yeah. But like I mean I've never lived through a pandemic before, so I don't know previously if we would have done it the same way, but like to not be able to like leave your state or to like get on a plane or to like have people check, like it just really sketched me out.
Yeah.
I still got vaccinated because I was like, okay, like I want to be able to do stuff.
Yeah.
And I know people faked their vaccine cards, and like if they did, I don't really care if they did.
Yeah.
Personally.
I don't either. I'm like, if it at the end of the day, like if you don't get vaccinated and like the people that were like vaccinate or like to save your life and you end up dying, like that's you. But then it's also like if I end up being like whatever genetically mutated in a few years because I got the vaccination, well then that's like that sucks for me. I don't care. It's like
I think it's like you can be an anti-vaxxer, don't be an asshole. Like
yes.
someone who's like, oh, I don't feel good, so I'm going to go get on the plane or I'm going to go visit my grandparents or something. It's
I feel like with the vaccination, it's like I can have a conversation. I'm not going to like cut you out or think you're being like ridiculous to the community because of your decision to do whatever it is you want to do with your body. Like I really do not care what you do with your body. Because like, I don't know, some people were like, I'm not getting vaccinated because I want to have kids and I don't know what it'll do. And it's like, I'm not a scientist, but like, that's a good point. We don't know what the effects are, so I get it. I kind of. But like doesn't vote. Like what the fuck? This is your community. These are your people. Stop being an asshole, literally, and get up and go vote for
care about something.
Yeah.
It's the when you're on a dating app, and I just hide half the things because I'm like, if we want to talk about politics or religion, we can have that conversation.
Don't look at
But if you're gonna have on your dating app like not political or whatever the like response is to like what your political beliefs are, I'm like, so you don't care. That's in my mind.
Yeah.
Like you don't need to be an extreme right wing, extreme left wing. Like you don't need to be an extremist, but like
or no, like I don't know anything, but I'm like I still try to care.
Educate yourself and like help make a positive impact on the world in a way. I think that's the least you can do.
Yeah. Sorry, Bash is just like drinking, slurping down water over there. So I thought that was a good one.
That is really good. Okay. Would you rather date someone who does all the cooking or washes all the dishes?
Does all the cooking. As much as I love to cook, doing dishes doesn't bother me. That's not like a chore that I feel bothered by. I can like put on music and get it into like a routine. I have always loved that chore. So I'm like, I could do that for the rest of my life knowing that there's a meal being provided to me. I'm like, fuck yeah. I do like to cook, but fuck it.
Yeah. No, I'm the same. If you haven't listened to any other episodes, know that I am not a woman of the kitchen. The other day, what was I making? I was literally about to have a full psychotic breakdown.
Was it when like all the olives spilled or something?
All the olive juice running down the side of like the oven, and I was like just trying to make a salad, like the simplest salad. That's like cut up some cucumbers and tomatoes and onions and put cheese in there. And I made the biggest mess, and I was like, now I have to clean the whole fucking kitchen. And I don't even know if the salad's going to be good because I've never made it before. When you were gone, I looked at this recipe on Pinterest for like some tofu like quiche thing and bought so much food, made it. It was disgusting. And then I had a whole like casserole. And so it's just like, I'm trying. I really am. And I want to be able to like help provide for a future family if I have that. But wow.
I think cooking I think people experience more of like what you're feeling in the kitchen than they do like getting these recipes down every time. It's like you're literally like a scientist. It's sometimes it's gonna work, sometimes it's not. But I just love how you cook. When I am outside on the balcony, like reading or smoking or whatever, and you're in here, and I just hear like, oh, what the fuck? Oh, shit. Like, it just, like, it just makes me giggle.
I'm dropping everything. So, yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
I will wash the dishes all day. Don't mind. Hopefully we have, like, I like those huge sinks, like the big, deep sinks where you can, like, really like wash the pot, because sometimes I get frustrated with dishes too.
What are those called?
Yeah,
big bathtub,
like
farm tub or something.
Yeah,
that can't be right. Farm tub. What?
No, but it's like
farm
like something
sink.
like that.
Yeah. Okay. Would you rather date someone who is very cheap or has terrible breath?
What? Very cheap or has terrible breath?
Yeah.
What do you mean by very cheap? Like stingy?
Yeah, frugal.
I feel like very cheap. If I'm like gagging anytime you're like in my face.
Yeah.
Like
I don't necessarily want to be with someone that's like cheap, but I'm also like your hygiene.
yeah. I don't know. I kind of would. I think I would like to be with someone who's really cheap because I can spend the money.
No, I want like the money to be spent on me. I want to be like,
Oh.
yeah.
I mean, does it mean that they don't have money, that they're poor?
To me, I think like, nope, can't go out to dinner. Like we're saving money. Like, nope, we're not like gonna start meal prepping for this food because we've already like scheduled it out. I'm like, seems like there's no room for adventure.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a physically affectionate person and I want to be like cuddling you and like all over you.
So if your breath
stanky, is bad.
Yeah. I agree.
Like I can get past the morning breath and still like make out with you, but I can't do that all the time.
No.
That's a lot. That's a hard no, I think, for me.
Those two didn't even correlate, but whatever.
Would you rather date the funniest person in the world or the smartest person in the world?
Probably funniest.
I was thinking about this is honestly a tricky one for me because I'm like, if you are an actual idiot, like your humor might make me more pissed off.
I could totally see that.
Like, I don't want to be your mother. I don't want to, like, you to call me and be like, how do I turn on the stove? Like,
and then make some like dumb joke.
like, oh, it's not funny to me anymore.
What? That would be so funny. Someone that's like so smart though. I feel like, I'm sorry, but sometimes like I'm smart, but I'm not like out of this world smart, which is fine. But I think when people are like so smart, they talk so down to me that I'm like, fuck you. Yeah. I don't even care how smart you are. Now you're an asshole.
Yeah, I get that. My initial reaction is funny, but the more I thought about it, I'm like, if it means no intelligence, that's a little tricky.
More intelligent?
I don't know. Like, if I can be, like, learning from you. But, yeah, if you're just always, like, so serious and, like... Did she get it?
I don't think so.
There's a fly in the house. Okay, I'm going to say funny, but okay. I am going to say the caveats that come into my mind of not having intelligence.
Yeah. I also think sometimes people that are funny, like, so funny... It's like you can not be serious. Like everything has to be a joke. Everything has to be like for a bit. Mm-hmm. I feel like I would get sick of it, but I also would rather be laughing and be annoyed than annoyed and someone telling me like, oh, that's wrong.
I also think someone who's funny can usually get more in life than someone who isn't. Like the people that play the game in The Office that are like, so personable, making jokes. Maybe they probably don't do their job because this is what I've learned. Is like they're just the like class clown, but they get the promotion. They get the raise because people like them. Mm-hmm. So humor does pay off. Yeah, in the long run.
Would you rather date someone who hates your family or hates your friends?
Oh gosh. That is really hard.
I mean, obviously, this is just a game because, like, neither would work. Yeah, but we for the sake of the game,
for long.
Yeah.
Ooh, gosh. I think my friends, because I can go hang out with them without you, and I will still have a great time. But like when we go home for a holiday or something, and like I want to be with my family. Yeah. And I would like you to be there. I want you to all get along. Yeah. And like, okay, let's say we move. We don't live in San Diego anymore. I'll have to make new friends anyway. Yeah. So like, whatever. Like,
Same.
that's shitty, but, like, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Family
like, obviously would not want to do either, but I'm like, I can't have you. It would never, ever work if you hated my family.
Yeah. I've disliked my partner's friends before. And
It's like not the end of the world.
No.
You're not dating them.
Yeah, it's not like we're hanging out all the time. It's also like, yeah, go hang out with them. Like, I don't care if you go hang out with them. I don't really want to be there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go this will be me time and you go do your thing.
Yes. Yeah.
Type thing. All right. So if you follow us on Instagram, we ask some polls. If you don't, you should go follow us. Just a quick plug. Like, even if you're not on YouTube, you should subscribe to our YouTube. If you're not on the other apps, you should still like or leave a review or something to help boost us up, because
we'd appreciate
that. I hate being that person. I used to always be annoyed like watching YouTube videos and they're like and subscribe, but now I get it.
Yeah.
It's like, if you don't, we're never gonna grow.
Yeah.
So we need that, and we'd appreciate it. And thank you. We got a lot of responses on these. I think these were our most engaged.
I think so
polls,
too.
which was fun. So there's 6 of them. Did you look at the results already?
I only looked like a few hours after we posted.
Okay. The first one is, I'll ask you and then I'll tell you what people said.
Okay.
Would you rather, for a first date, have it be a friend group hangout or a one-on-one?
I said one-on-one. I think for a very first date, I need to get to know you before I like introduce you to my friend group, and vice versa. Do not ask me to go to like your friend group as like a first. I'll feel so like, I don't really know. Like, I don't know you, and I have to put on a show. I don't know. So one-on-one for sure.
Well, majority of people agreed with you. I did not. It was 79% said one-on-one and 21 said friend group. I say friend group for a first date because I think you really see that, like, there's no pressure, I think. And in my mind, it's like I bring friends too. Like, when we went on that date, when I went on that date with that guy,
gonna say.
You were there.
Yeah.
And his friend was there.
Yeah.
And, like, other people came. That was fun to me. And I think because, like, we could talk, like, you're bringing up conversation because you know me well.
Yeah.
His friend's bringing things up. Like, we're all, like,
having a
it's very casual.
Yeah, that's true.
Whereas I feel like in one-on-one settings, sometimes you have to, like, be on it. And, like, they don't know you. They don't know anything about you.
Yeah.
So it's, like, a lot of, I don't know, sometimes it feels like a lot of pressure. Or, like, if you mess up, like, that was your shot. Whereas I feel like when you're with your friends and you do something dumb, like, they can make a joke out of it or whatever, or, like, call you out on it. Yeah. That's my thinking.
That makes sense.
You
still don't want to do it. Still don't want to do it.
Okay. Would you rather date someone who posts about you constantly on social media or someone who has no social media?
Probably has no social media, I think, is what I chose.
Same. And so did most people. Again, 79% said no social media and 21% constantly. Having no social media is, like, a huge flex, I think.
Mm-hmm. Like, I am very, like, when people say, oh, I deleted Instagram, or, like, oh, I deleted whatever, I'm like, yes, good for you. Like, I think it's such, because it's hard. Mm-hmm. And so with someone that's like, no, I just don't even involve it in my life. I mean, sometimes it's nice because, like, you want to, like, share funny shit and you want to, like, that's how I, like, receive a lot of, like, information. So I'm like, do you know anything that's going on?
Yeah.
Most of the time they do. They're not fucking dumb. But, yeah, I would just, no social media is awesome.
Mm-hmm. We've talked about this before. Like, if we didn't have the podcast, I think that I would pull the plug on everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think my one hesitation is the pictures that I have on there. So it's like, I don't know that I necessarily want to, like, delete my account, because I would someday probably, like, Facebook especially, for some reason. You know when you would literally, like, upload your whole camera to Facebook?
All the time.
Like, not even
and
go
call
through
it,
the pictures.
Yeah, January through March. And it just be like that.
Like, every photo you've taken.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is, like, I don't have all those pictures except for on Facebook, because back in the day you didn't have the cloud and stuff like that. So it's like that is where a lot of my like memories are stored.
Yeah. When I graduated high school, maybe it was in between my freshman year when my life was coming all like closing down around me. I think I deleted everything. So everything, my Instagram from high school, my Facebook from high school, like all of those pictures and memories were gone. And then when I got back into it, all of those pictures that I posted in high school and like even my freshman year of college, like they're just gone. And I think, yeah, now that I'm like, I want to get rid of it. I have that, like, even Snapchat, I'm like, I'm afraid to get rid of all of these pictures and videos because, like, I don't want to, the process of, like, downloading and attach. It's like, oh, my God, they're just right here. I'll just keep it here.
Yeah, yeah. But, I mean, you can, like, delete the apps.
From your phone
From
and
your
stuff.
phone.
Yeah.
Which I did do after my latest breakup, and honestly, it was, like, so freeing. And I've said, like, yeah, you can get on your computer and, like, open Instagram, but it's not the same. And it's also not, like, you're on your computer all the time, so you're not constantly checking.
Yeah, it's a step in the right direction, but it's not, like, 100%.
Gone.
Yeah. Plus, for the sake of it, like, I think someone that, like, constantly posts, like, it's nice to get, like, recognition, but I also am, like, all the time, like, this doesn't feel genuine anymore. It doesn't feel, like, special. If you're, like, constantly posting about me. Also, I think sometimes, obviously, social media is fucking fake. It's not real life. So I'm like, am I just in your life for your social media?
See, I don't think that. I feel like if they have social media and they're not posting anything, then I'm like, what? Like, why are you trying to, like, hide it?
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
I'm going to reveal something. I have gone through my partner's phone because I just had the feeling.
Same.
And they didn't, like, they had in the beginning posted stuff about me, but, like, the last, like, 2 years really hadn't. And, like, I didn't think anything of that aspect until I was being a little crazy and went through their phone and saw this girl had been, like, messaging them. And nothing was bad about the messages, but the one girl had said, like, you'll need to find your own girlfriend because, like, she's already taken or something. And he hadn't, like, responded with, like, I have a girlfriend. Like, that was just the end of the conversation. And I was like, So then I became even more paranoid of, like, that is why you never post about me, because you're trying to hide the fact that you have a girlfriend so you can still talk to these girls.
I hate that.
It's just messy.
Yeah.
It's just messy.
So messy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is, like, that's horrible, though.
So just get off social media and you're extra hot.
Yeah.
Okay, would you rather get late night phone calls or early morning texts?
Early morning text. Do not call me at night. I will not answer. It is not cute. I don't want it. I am doing my thing. If you want to talk to me, you can come knock on my door. Calling, like, I don't know. I mean, it's like if you're on your way home to, like, work. But even still, sometimes I'm like, just text me so I know you're safe. Let's save our conversation for when we're in person.
Yeah, I would
Also,
agree.
I'm fucking tired. And I'm watching television, so leave me alone.
Yeah, it, like, throws off your routine. I also think when someone calls me late at night, I'm an afterthought. If you text me in the morning, I'm the first thing you're thinking of. If you wake up and send me a text, then I know that, like, I am on your mind.
Yeah.
If I haven't heard from you all day and then I'm getting a phone call at 10 at night, I'm like,
yeah.
Let's talk tomorrow.
Yeah.
Type thing. And most people agreed. 85% said early morning texts.
Cute.
Okay. Would you rather date someone who rarely says I love you but is very affectionate, or always says I love you but is rarely affectionate? Did I say that right?
Yeah. I would do the first, the one that, like, rarely says I love you and is more affectionate, just because I think actions speak louder than words. However, I'm not very, like, a touchy-feely person. I think the most touchy-feely I am is when I'm, like, in a relationship. But even still, sometimes I'm like, oof, I don't need a hug right now. Like, I don't need you laying on top of me. I'm just like, oh, I can feel it. And it's just, like, sometimes not the vibe. So it's, like, nice to, like, from afar, you saying, like, I love you. And I'm like, Love you too. This is nice. But like for someone to like always say it and then never show it, it would drive me nuts. Like I need some affection.
Yeah. Yeah, if you would have asked like 16-year-old Erica, I feel like I would have said like you needed to be telling me it constantly. But I think that was my own like insecurity and like needing to hear the words.
Yeah.
But having lived through the actions speak louder than words relationships where I date very like emotionally unavailable men, it's like you need to show me.
Yeah.
And if you're showing me, then I don't necessarily need to hear it from you.
Yeah.
I'm also like the opposite of you. Like when I'm with someone, I want to be like smothering.
I
like
do
some
sometimes.
point of contact at all times.
I know. Well, have we talked about this on the podcast about like the booth sitting, like sitting at the dinner table?
I don't know.
Well, Erica's the type of person that will, in like when you go out to eat, she'll sit on the same side as her partner. I am interested to see if like people what like the most people think, but no, do not sit right next to me. Like I just, absolutely not. How do you talk? You're like,
you're just like, I don't know.
I'm like, I'm focused. The reason why we're here is for this glorious meal.
I feel like have you done it before? Do you
It's
know?
just so awkward. It's so awkward. No, and I feel like every time a guy has tried to do that, I'm like, the seat's taken.
I feel like it's a process. The start of the meal, you don't start on the same side of
You
the
move,
booth.
like, in the middle of the day? Or in the middle of the date?
You're starting by talking. So you're having the conversation and you're ordering your drinks, you order the food, then it comes, then you sit by each other. Then when you're not talking because you're eating, you're touching each other while you're eating.
I can touch you from the other side with my feet or my legs or my hand or something. I don't need you right. It's just like so awkward. Like I just am thinking of like eating like pasta and you're just like right next to me eating, and then the slurping. Oh my god, it would just drive me nuts. I could not. Anyway, what was the question? Affectionate or something? Yeah.
It doesn't really say I love you. Yeah. Okay, did I say that everyone really agreed with that? 88% said rarely say I love you, but very affectionate. Okay, would you rather be in a year of long distance, date for a year long distance,
Yeah.
Okay. Or be on an on-again, off-again relationship for a year?
I forget what I chose, honestly.
Well, what would you choose now?
Right now, in my life, crazily enough, I would probably choose the on again, off again, because like I cannot do distance again. I will not do distance again ever. I will not do it. That is ridiculous. How can I learn about you? How can I see important things if you are no, not doing it. I would rather be on again, off again, and just like deal with the stress of like, are we together? Are we not? Living my life. Sometimes we hang out, sometimes we don't. Honestly, kind of sounds perfect right now. So that's what I'm choosing.
Hearing you say that actually makes me kind of want to change my answer.
Because I just like, if we're serious and in love and want to move like forward with our love, I need to like know about you. And sometimes like I need to know how you brush your teeth. I need to know how you like go to sleep. I need to see you. I need to like go be with you. When you are living so far away, oh God, I hate it. Is the worst time. And if there's a time difference, fuck no.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
I do think like a year of long distance versus like 3 months of long distance is so drastically different. And when you're a year apart, I think it almost makes there's more room for you to like fight and to like really be the demise of your own relationship because you're not never seeing each other.
Also, we are always changing. I am not the same person I was a year ago. I've learned and I'm growing, and I hope to not be who I am now a year from now.
It's kind of fun. Like you like go your separate ways for a few months, do something, come back, have a lot to talk about.
Sounds like a waste of time to me.
No, on again, off again.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I thought you meant like of like coming back and like meeting a new person like after a year of being together. Like
no,
distance.
I mean like, okay, we're dating for 3 months, then we're off again for 3 months, but we both went and did fun things, or we both like have a lot of stories, and then you have like someone to catch up with again.
Yeah. That you're like, yeah, no, totally.
Yeah.
I love
so
that.
I'm changing my answer, but most people did say a year long distance, and I kind of want to ask most people, have you dated long distance?
Yeah, I want to know because
83% of you said that, and I was one of them that just switched sides. So.
Switch sides. And last one.
All right, last one. Double date. This was a pretty okay. Would you rather go on a double date with your partner's ex or your arch enemy?
It's hard because I don't have a partner. So I think I chose arch enemy just because I'm like, what a fun dinner that would be. I feel like with your partner's ex, like you would just, I mean, not that people actually do this, but for me, it's like, I wouldn't want to try to start something. Like, this is my partner. I'm not here to like be crazy. Right now is not the time for crazy. I feel like I'd just be like, this is weird, but here we are. How's life? What did you guys learn from each other, I guess? Even then, I don't know. And like, ooh, my arch enemy, I'd be like, ooh, this is going to be fun.
So, is your arch enemy the same that you said when I asked you this question? Okay. Yeah.
Who's yours?
I was racking my brain. Not that I feel like there are people in my life who I'm not really friends with anymore, but they're not like my arch enemy. And the only person I could think of is my actual ex-partner's ex, who in high school, like, was just psychotic, literally. Like, starting, like, lying about things, starting these rumors, like, being creepy. And so it's like, either way, I'd be having dinner with them because I think if I was still dating this person. But if I was dating someone else, I feel like I'd want to go on a date with their ex. Not because I want to start something, but I feel like sometimes when you and your partner are talking and you're like telling stories about like previous relationships,
I want to know the other side.
Not even that. It's like I feel like you could like bond with your partner and being like, oh, I see what you mean by like when you said they were like this or that they would do those things, and almost like relate more to them because you met this person.
That's so funny because maybe I just have like horrible like exes, not horrible exes, but like relationships, because in my mind I'm afraid to go have dinner with my partner's ex because I'm gonna be like, you know exactly what, like, to the girl, and be like, oh, so he was this crazy with you too? Like, I feel like I would end up bonding with her more, depending on it. But I would be like, I don't know. Yeah. This is why I'm like, it just feels like opening.
It's a messy.
It's just like messy, like so messy. You'd really get to know your partner, I think.
Yeah. Would you be, if your partner was friends with your ex, would you be weirded out by that?
Yes. That would never happen. But, yeah. Well, it depends on the situation. I feel like if enough time had gone by, or if it's like someone from home who like knew of someone I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like right now, like my ex now, which would like would never happen, but like if you were a friend, no, that's fucking weird to me.
I don't want to be seeing them. I'm not friends with any of my exes.
Yeah, me either.
And I don't really want to be like still having them in my life, and now in this weird way where it's like the person that I love is friends with you, so I still have to
be with you. It's
see
so
you.
Weird. That feels like a TV show.
Yeah. Feels very messy, just like this dinner. And honestly, this was a pretty even split, I think.
Really?
52% said partner's ex, 48 said arch enemy. So, I think regardless, no one really wants to be having this dinner.
Yeah, no one wants to be doing this dinner. It's like the idea of like an arch enemy is so interesting. Like, it took me a second to figure out like who I really didn't like and like what are the reasons behind it. But I feel like even though I'm a bitch and people piss me off, there's not like enemies that I have. Like, you may fuck me over and I not talk to you, or we don't talk anymore, or whatever, like shitty things happen. But I also think like I don't know what you were thinking. Or, you know, like, I don't try to, like, hold it against people. Mm-hmm. So I'm, like, finding one, I really had to, like, rack my brain and choose, like, someone on the bottom of the barrel here.
Yeah.
So I'm, like, interested to hear if, like, people, like, just did the same. Like, they just pick some random person that kind of, like, fucked them over. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, yeah, I'll have dinner with you. Like, mm-hmm. I wonder if there's more people that are like that than, like, oh, yeah, arch enemy.
Like, off the bat, they know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like the older you get, too, like, I like to think the less grudges you hold.
Yeah. Or I think just the more realizing that, at least for me, I've thought about this so much, like, especially very recently, is like, people are just people. Mm-hmm. And, like, it's just crazy. And there's, like, I don't think there's really any order to it. Some people just, like, I think most people try to be the best version of themselves, but, like, fuck, we all mess up. Mm-hmm. And it just takes, like, one extra step in the wrong direction for it to be, like, a little dirtier, a little meaner, a little whatever, crazier. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. We were talking about this yesterday about, like, this crush that I have, I guess. And, like, I found out someone that he had slept with. And it's, like, I feel like younger me would have been, like, immediately, like, no. Like, I can't. But I'm like, if you found out people that I slept with and you knew them, you'd be like, what?
Yeah.
You can't judge someone from... Yes, you can judge them from their past, but, like, to an extent.
Yeah, to an extent. Or, like, not let it...
shape your, like, perspective of who they are now.
Exactly. Because if the opposite were to happen and you were to, like, take a look at my decisions in my life, I'd be like, oof.
Yeah.
Food for thought.
When you're going on your dates, hopefully you get all the things that you want, and remember that they're human, too. And they've probably done some dumb things.
Yeah. Also, while searching for this, I found, I literally was just, like, trying to find, like, good would you rathers. Mm-hmm. And I actually saw a few links that were, like, fun would you rathers to ask, like, on a first date or, like, with a partner. Mm-hmm. And so it made me, like, think that's something fun to do. You know, maybe take a look at it before you go on a date, or trying to get some, like, you have been on a few dates and you're running out of things to talk about or not sure what to ask. Look up would you rathers, because I feel like some of them are, like, funny, and then they get a little bit deeper of, like, where they fall. It's kind of like a personality test.
No, I think that's a great idea. It's a good, like, conversation starter too, instead of the typical, like, what's your favorite food, what's your favorite color, like, doing the things like we just asked.
It's
fun. Like you open other doors of stories and conversations. So date idea. Well, we love you guys. I hope you have a good rest of your week. Make sure you like, subscribe, do all the things.
Rate, review. Yeah, rate. Watch us on YouTube. We look so cute for you. So, have a good week.
See you next week.
See ya. Bye.